Hi, I'm Jeanette Peterson. Welcome to the Art of Mindful Disruption. This guided meditation is designed to help you feel grounded and present through a technique that isolates all your senses one by one, and it's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we can begin. Please find a quiet and comfortable place where you can sit and you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and begin to focus all your attention on your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose, not forcing anything, just finding a calm and natural rhythm of your breath. Now in this meditation, I'm going to guide you step by step by bringing your attention to each of your 5 senses, one by one, to bring a sense of grounding and present moment awareness, working through sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. So feel into your breath. Make sure you can feel a nice natural rhythm of your breath in and out through your nose. So you're feeling nice and relaxed. Now I want you to slowly open your eyes, and we're going to focus all our attention first on sight. Now we use our vision to absorb the world around us for about 80% of the time. So our vision tends to be a little bit greedy, and it takes up a lot of our attention in how we see and engage in the world. So with your eyes open, I want you to look around the room, and I want you to look for 5 things that you may not have noticed in the space that you were in before. Don't look at the things that you know and you see all the time. Just look for the things that you may not have noticed before, and I want you to find 5 of them. Now to find these, I want you to look at them with curiosity, so you can see detail in these things that you're looking at. You may see a picture on a wall that you've never really paid much attention to before, and now you're observing that picture with much more detail, looking at the colours, if it's a painting, seeing if you can see the brush strokes and the details in that picture. We're just trying to see if we can notice something that maybe we haven't seen before. Work your way around the room. They could be large things that you're looking at, or they could be really tiny small things that you're looking at. And if you need to, if it's something small and you want to pick it up, to bring it towards you so you can focus and observe it with your eyes much more closer, do that by all means. But see if you can find 5 things. And while we're doing this, remember to maintain your breathing in and out through your nose so you can maintain this calm and relaxed state. Once you've found these 5 things and you've recognized them and observed some of their detail, just come back to your breath, just breathing in and out through your nose, feeling calm and relaxed. Get distracted, just return back to your breath and listen to my voice. There's no need for judgment. There's no right or wrong ways to do this. Our mind has a habit of taking us away. There's nothing wrong with that. Just observe it. Don't try to shut the mind down. Just observe it and come back to your breath. Now I want you to close your eyes, because we want to shut down the senses from our eyes, and we want to focus on another one of our senses. So I want you to put all your attention into what you can hear. Now that could be something that's really close to you, or it could be something that's very far away. You can just a faint sound you can hear in the distance. And I want you to see if you can find 4 things that you can hear that you don't normally listen to in your day-to-day life. So just sit quietly with your eyes closed and see what you can hear. If it's the daytime, you might hear some traffic or somebody outside, or you might hear some birds. If it's a hot day, you might be able to hear the sound of the air conditioning unit or a fan blowing in your room. Listen out for what you can hear, and listen for those 4 things that you don't necessarily hear very often. And I want you to listen deeply, because as you begin to listen deeply to these sounds, you might be surprised what you begin to hear that you haven't heard before. And if you get distracted by that mind that wanders away, just remind it, come back to your breath and come back to my voice. And as you find those 4 things and you're listening to the sounds in a different way, just breathe in and out in this relaxed and comfortable way. So now we're going to carefully move on to our next sense. So I want you to now focus all your attention on what you can feel. Now be careful, because you've got your eyes closed, so if you're feeling your hands around the immediate proximity to where you are, make sure you do that with care. You know the environment that you're sitting in, so be cautious. If you need to open your eyes to see what's around and then close your eyes as you touch things, just make sure that you're safe in the environment that you're in. And as you're touching things and feeling the texture, I want you to feel the texture and the touch of things with 3 different things. So it literally could be the clothing that you're wearing. You might be feeling the texture of a particular material that you're wearing. It could be the texture of the chair that you're sitting on, or if you're sitting on a yoga mat, it could be the texture of the mat or the floor. Feel into the texture with your fingertips and see if you can notice something different, and even how you feel while you're touching those different textures. If you get distracted, just come back to your breath and listen to the sound of my voice as you're exploring the sense of touch around you. You might be surprised how you feel when you're touching things, because our sense of touch is something that we, as adults particularly, we tend to get out of connectivity with. Children are very touch oriented, and they tend to like to touch things all the time. Their sensory perception to touch is quite finite, and we can develop this as adults as well. So whether you're young or old, you can feel into this sense of touch. Now we're going to move on to our sense of smell. So I want you to keep your eyes closed while you're breathing in and out through your nose. And as we're breathing in through our nose, we're becoming heightenedly aware of our sense of smell. So we're not listening anymore, we're not touching, and our eyes are closed, so we're not seeing. So we're just focusing on what we can smell. And take long, big inhalations through your nose if you need to, so you can start to breathe in through that nose and find 2 things that you can smell. Somebody could be cooking in the house. You could smell your own perfume. When often throughout the day we forget our perfume that we have on because we're not as connected to our sense of smell. You might smell the smell within the room that you're in. It could be an essential oil, it could be a plant, it could be some flowers, it could be a smell that's coming in from outside. Just focus all your attention on your sense of smell and see if you can find 2 things that you can smell and really lean into those smells mindfully and see what you can notice about them. Are they sweet smells? You might suddenly notice a smell that isn't particularly nice that you hadn't noticed before. Like a smell of sweaty shoes or something, something that could be pungent. Even the smells of flowers and plants sometimes can be quite pungent smelling. If your mind gets distracted, just focus on your breath and come back to listening to my voice. Take note of what you've noticed that you hadn't possibly seen before. Now we're going to focus all our attention on our taste. So keeping your eyes closed, we're not concerned about the smells around us, about the textures of things around us, of what we can hear and what we can see. We just want to focus all our attention on taste. Now this is something that we don't do normally unless we're eating. We're focused on what food tastes like. So a good way to focus all your attention to see if you can find one thing that you can taste is to take your tongue and move it around your mouth. And this kind of invokes your taste buds and starts to get them activated, and see if you can taste something. It might be, depending on what time of day it is, if it's night when you're doing this, you might have cleaned your teeth ready for bed and you might be able to taste the minty taste of the toothpaste. You might have had a cup of tea and you can still taste the residual of your tea. You might have had some chocolate, or you might have recently eaten a meal, whether it was lunch or dinner. So focus all your attention on what you can taste. It could be difficult, but once you start to activate those taste buds, you'll be surprised that you'll discover that there's a taste in your mouth that you weren't aware of before. If your mind wanders away, just bring it back to your breath and to the sound of my voice. Now we've done all of the 5 senses that we're readily aware of, but remember, there are literally hundreds of senses in your body where they're just not senses that we're aware of. We don't sense our heart beating, and we don't necessarily sense our eyes blinking, although you will now that I've just mentioned it. There are lots of senses that exist throughout our body. This is just the beginning of sensory awareness by tapping into the 5 main sensory skills that we learn about at school and we're particularly focused on in life. So now, as this meditation begins to come to a close, I want you to come back to your whole body awareness. Take one long breath in through your nose and exhale it completely through your mouth, just releasing all that, feeling relaxed. And when you're ready, take the palms of your hands, rub them together to create some warmth in them, then place your palms over your eyes and transfer that warmth to your eyelids and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. It's been a pleasure to bring this guided meditation to you. Enjoy the feeling of being grounded in the present moment, and take this feeling forward with you into your day, or if you're off to rest, enjoy a rest and take it into your day tomorrow. And remember, if you need to feel grounded back into the present moment, you can come back at any time and listen to this meditation again.